All right, family. Black Power. It's that time. It's that time. Uh, this June 19th, Sunday, June 19th, we're gonna be dropping bombs, merciless. The three wicked sons of Abraham on that day. You're gonna get the most profound lecture that you ever heard in your life on dealing with the three wicked sons of Abraham: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. And so, family, the link to that, and you're going to get some of that tonight. You're going to get some of it. I'm going to give you some of that work to let you know, just a little, so you know. And it's going to be enough tonight. You're going to say, God damn, I got to be in the house. Ain't no way I'm going to miss it. Okay? The link is in the chat box. It's also in the video description. You hit that link, you're going to go through a portal, boom. You get your ticket, and most definitely you're going to be in for one profound presentation. Ring the alarm, GeneralKingSeti.com, online marketplace, the official General Seti official General Seti DVDs, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, art and home decor for the family that's trying to transform their African home into the African temple that they always wanted. Get on over there to KingSeti.com, online marketplace. We got 15% off for your family, so you can get all the products that you love and get you a discount at the same time. KingSeti.com. Ring the alarm, family. Dropping bombs on GeneralSeti.com. Seti University, the complete General Seti website, over 800 videos and lectures, too raw for YouTube. The making of the white man right there. You got the rise of the Neanderthal video library series catalog. All my debates, all world religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, that ism, the other ism, ancient Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Olmec. We got the Black Power, politics and economics, that gas, global African supremacy, the Black Woman is God series, all global African history for the family, GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. And lastly, my Patreon, General Sara Seti, exclusive live streams. Let me see what I put on there last. How Zeus Amon became the Kemetic devil. Exclusive live stream by the General Hot Topics. You won't see on YouTube. Over 150 live stream lectures available for viewing only on Patreon. Become a patron today. Patreon, General Sara Seti. And this was the uncut version. I put the cut version on YouTube, and shit, they censored the motherfucker. So if they censored the cut version, you already know what the uncut version is. You know it ain't nothing but that gas. So get on over there and make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, General Seti, Sara Seti, and King Seti. Rock that notification bell so you know when I go live. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, and share it with your family out there. Now today we're gonna be dealing with what we dealing with. Did the Old Testament steal the creation story from ancient Egypt? Now I had a nigga in there before I even got started. He said, "Man, how you just gonna leave out Sumeria?" Yes, I'm gonna leave out goddamn Sumeria. Sumeria ain't got no goddamn man. I don't even see how people believe they can read that shit. They got these little clay cookies and shit, and they got some little chicken scratch on that shit. And people talking about that's a damn language. That ain't no goddamn language. That's goddamn chicken scratch. You see what I'm saying? When you look at Hebrew, you look at Arabic, you look at all these so-called Semitic scripts, you can easily see that it come out the Demotic and it come out the Hieratic. So what the hell is y'all talking about? You ain't no goddamn, show me where, the influence that so-called Sumeria had on, because we talking about the incubator of the Hebrews was in Africa. What are y'all talking about? The incubator of the Hebrews was in Africa, in Egypt. They spent over 400 years in Egypt, you see? And so when we're talking about the greatest of their prophets, the incubator of those prophets was in Egypt. And so when we're talking about, what do we talk about the creation story? You see, it says, and when we look at Khnum, the great Nubian god of creation, who created the African woman and man on the potter's wheel, destroying the evolution. Okay, a lot of motherfuckers out there talking about an evolution story. And it show you right there what the greatest civilization that our people ever produced, what they believed in. And they believed in a divine origin. They did not believe that they were monkey men. Like many of you niggas out there. Y'all believe y'all monkey men and monkey women, that you just a step up from a goddamn chimpanzee or something. You see what I'm saying? So when we go back to the greatest civilization, who had a closer, connection to the ancients. You see what I'm saying? The Egyptians had been handed down a collection of knowledge that had been passed down for millions of years. And they were the inheritors of that knowledge. And so it had nowhere in there where they believe that they come from no goddamn monkey. It showed Khnum, the great Nubian god, molding the African woman and man on the potter's wheel. And that he used the mud, that silk, that black silk of the Nile coming up out of Ethiopia to mold African man and African woman. And so when you go into Isaiah 64, chapter 64, and we look at verse 8, it says, "But now, O Lord, thou art our Father, we are the clay, and thou our potter, and we are the work of thy hand." Okay? See, and so we got something we got to look deep, because we find so many references. We find so many, just like we just went in, and wait a minute. Where the one, matter of fact, where is the one that we just put down for Anubis? The one we just put down for Anubis. Where that one at? Right here. Stealing all, just stealing. When we look at the balance of Anubis, we talking about Proverbs 11, we talking about chapter 11, verse 1. It says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. A false balance, a false scale is an abomination to the Lord. That means when you step there and your heart is on that scale, you got to weigh like heart is light as a feather. Your heart got to be light as a feather. So a false balance, meaning it's uneven, you see, is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Who is it? Is it Anubis? Or is it Osiris? It's both. You see? So when Osiris see that the heart has weight and is weighed as light as a feather, a just weight is his delight. And so he can give you a pass on into the afterlife. You see? And so you see here in Isaiah 64, "But now, O Lord, thou art our Father, we are the clay, and thou our potter, and we all are the work of thy hand." Okay? And so we see right here, taken straight from the wall of ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, the very great god Khnum molded African woman and African man on a potter's wheel. And so then when we go in and we go to Moses, and you see Moses in there looking on the fucking walls, you know what I'm saying? In Acts 7, I believe is verse 22. Wait a minute, let me make sure. Let me back it up. I don't want nobody to say Seti told a lie. Let me see, Acts 7. Let's see. believe it's something like 22. That's right. It is. Hit it right on the nose. And it says, and Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was mighty in words and in deeds. And so he was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. But then when we ask these motherfuckers, well, what was it that he learned? We can't get no goddamn answer. And I say if he was learned in all, it didn't say it was learned, he was learned in some. It says he was learned in all. And then we come back and then we find all these, these verses in the Bible that look like they nothing but captions. You understand what I'm saying? To be placed under carvings of ancient, in various temples in ancient Egypt. You see? And so now we starting to answer the question for ourselves. What he learned in Egypt. And we saying that, Moses, we know that Moses is a Serapis. We know that he's been created only to hide the fact that they done stole this knowledge about the ancient Egypt. And when you come and look, this is the Abydos Kings list. And so this is showing you how far, the Abydos Kings list, I done this so many times because it's so profound. You see, it's so profound because what happens is when you go to this Abydos Kings list, you see a depiction of Ramesses II right there. He's a boy at the time. His father is right behind him, Seti, my spiritual father. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show you Seti back there. Maybe there he is right there. Let me see if I can. So you see him right there. You see him right there, King Seti, and you see Ramesses II, and it's very significant that I bring that up because when you read and you watch all these movies, it's Ramesses II who's supposedly the stepbrother of Moses. You understand what I'm saying? He's supposedly the a brother of Moses. And so when you see Ramesses and getting his education at this and when we talk about the temple of Abydos and you talk about the Abydos kings list, it's 76 kings on that list, starting with Narmer, the first king 3100 BC, according to the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, ending with Seti. So you got to understand, Ramesses is not even on the list yet. He ain't even king yet. So you know what I'm saying? So that just show you right there. And so what has happened is Seti is showing his son. He said, behold, these are your great forefathers. That you will, that you should take the greatness of their legacy and you should compile their legacy and make yours the greatest of all. And so, behold, he put his forefathers before. You see, now this is what crushes the Bible. Number one, because it shows you now, that's 2,000 years. People that got to understand that Seti ruled around 1200 BC. So Narmer reigns, the first king on the list reigns around 3100 BC. So you're talking about this list right here is 2,000 years, and Ramesses ain't even on the list. And so he becomes king. And so you're talking about Egypt lasted, no other people on the planet has, and you talking about this king list was compiled by King Seti around 1200 BC. He very well may not have lived to complete the temple that his son right there, Ramesses II, very well may have completed the temple. So when you talk about the temple of Abydos, it's got co-authorship by Seti Menmaat the first, and Ramesu Mariaman. Ursa Ma'at Ra, Ursa Ma'at Ra, Sentepin Ra, Ramesu Mariaman. Now I don't even know why I said that, because that goddamn Medu Nada, but I said it just so if you have to go in there and look for it, you can find it. Okay? And so what you're seeing right here, you see Ramesses. Now you get, and so you see here Moses, the fictional, because we ain't got no carvings of Moses. We ain't got no carvings of Moses. And so you see here on the movie, I had to put something up there from the little cartoon movie so you can get an understanding of how they stole up out of Egypt. Now, what's clear that people do not understand, listen to me so I can show you how we crushing the Bible, how we crushing the Quran, how we crushing it. We ain't giving it no fucking life. We crushing it in totality. So what people need to understand is this. Number one, if you understand the Bible, I want y'all to understand me now. I want you to hear me clearly. You got to understand, according to the Bible, that there is no Egypt until after the flood of Noah. You understand me? Because when you understand the genealogy of Noah, Ham, he had three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Ham is the father of Egypt. Ham is the father of Cush. Ham is the father of Canaan. So according to the Bible, there is no Egypt until after the flood. What is the date of the flood according to the Jew, according to the Christian? Wait a minute, I'm going to bring it up for you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to back it up because I believe what it is 2400 BC. Date of Noah's flood. Let's see what it says. This particular one, I got it. They don't, they get to running and shit, but right there you go. Right there. 2459 BC. 2459 BC. You got a problem though. You got a problem. Let me go. I love working in real time. Where that one? Matter of fact, right here. Right here. I'm about to put them hands on their ass real quick. So they talking about the flood occurred around 2400 BC. That particular one said 2459. You got a problem. You got a problem because you got an Abydos Kings list that go back to 30. And so the thing is, even though they could say 2400 BC, you got to understand the first author of the Bible right there, Moses, is looking on the goddamn walls. They ain't even got no Bible yet. So you can let a motherfucker tell you 2400 years. Okay, right here. Here we go. Let me see if this a good. It got it in there, but that ain't got the date. Let me go down. Let me go down. Hold on, family. I work out. Okay, here we go. Let me see right here. I know it was down closer to the bottom. Hold on, family. I'm going to drop them right on over there as soon as I find them. Where's them chronologies at? I just seen them, too. I just seen them. I'm over in a whole nother lecture, y'all. I be running past stuff. I just saw that. I'm gonna find it. I always find it. I always find it. I just saw it too. I just saw it. I might have to. No, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. Boom. Let me go and drop it in. I always get it. Okay, so let me blow it up a little bit. Matter of fact, let me blow it all the way up. Let me take that on out for right now. And so you see right there, you see Art built 2464. 2464. And but you got to understand, where do you find that? You find that in Genesis. And so that book was written by Moses, supposedly written by Moses. So you can't go before Moses. You see, you can't go, and Noah ain't writing no goddamn book. Okay, Abraham ain't writing no goddamn book. Adam didn't write no goddamn book. The book say it was written by Moses. Okay, and we already know, but we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. So you can't, so you got to understand, they could put whatever fucking date you got to understand it was over 2,000 years of kings that was on the list before Ramesses and Moses. So you can make up whatever the fuck you want to make up. And so you got Japheth around 2,444. You got Shem around 2,441. You got Ham around 2,440. But this is the problem. I'm gonna show you the problem immediately. This is coming from the same timeline. You know what I'm saying? This is coming. Let me drop this in and hurt them real quick. Let me hurt them real quick. Boom. Coming off the same timeline, you got the pyramids of Egypt built around 2550. 2550. But Ham ain't born until 2440. So how the fuck can in Egypt supposed to be the son of Ham? So how the hell you gonna have pyramids at 2550, and got Ham at 2440? How the hell you gonna be before your father? You can't be before your father. You see what I'm saying? So that right there, the damn timeline blows that clean out the water. You see? And so you got the first king of Sumer. You got the first king of Sumer at 2520. Ur-Nashi. Okay, so right there, that blows any motherfucker talking about what about Sumer. Goddamn, the pyramids, and you got to look at the pyramids as being, at least 500,000 years worth of evolution. So you can't just look at 2550 and say, oh, the pyramid, goddamn, what about the 500,000 years of development it took to even build a goddamn pyramid? So it's 2550 plus the 500,000 years, and so they just getting their first king in 2520. You see, and so and then the so-called patriarchs, and right there it said the Great Flood was 2344. 2344. You see, and so we that right there just destroys in the whole myth. And that and so Egypt was supposedly came after the flood. But how in the hell could Egypt come after the flood? And the flood was 2344, and then you come here and it showed a pyramid at 2550. How in the fuck can Egypt come after the flood? You know what I'm saying? So right there, that just destroys all of that. And so we asking the question, it said that Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, but damn, when we ask what did he learn, then don't nobody want to say shit. You see, and so when you look in here, this is the Greek so-called creation of man, and that was done by Prometheus. And you see him right there, he got his clay, and then that looks like Athena. She's giving the clay figure life. You see, but then when you go right there to the walls, and I seen that one right there at Dendera. You know what I'm saying? I seen that one right there at Dendera. I believe is at the Mamizi. That's the birthing house of the god. You know what I'm saying? It's before the great temple of Dendera. It's a smaller chapel that soon as you come into the courtyard, it sits right there on the right side, and you see the Mamisi, and you see right there Khnum forms children, and Heket gives them life. And so you see that the Heket is the frog goddess, and then you see Khnum molding, and so right there it show you right there that the woman gave him life. And so you come back here to the Greco-Roman, you see Prometheus molds the man out of clay, and Athena gives him life. So you can see the Hebrew, the Greek, all of them are stealing about ancient Egypt. All of them are stealing up out of ancient Egypt. Let's deal with this. Isaiah, I did that one already. But this one, let's deal with Lamentations. Let's deal with Lamentations 4:2. It says, the precious sons of Zion weighed against fine gold, how they are regarded as earthen jars, the work of a potter's hand. Okay, the work of a potter's hand. And so we go back up in here, we see again that this is could be closed captions placed right up under the great carvings of ancient Egypt of Khnum. You understand? Molding African woman and African man on the potter's wheels, in which I say it destroys any evolutionary theory that you could conceive of, because it shows that we were divinely created. We were divinely created. You see, another thing that I want to bring to back that up for any niggas out there still talking that evolutionary bullshit, which I brought up in with the Black Woman is God lecture. Wait a minute, where is that? Right here. Right here. Right here. Let me bring this up. Hold on, family. Let me get it out. Boom. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit before I drop it. Wait a minute. Okay, this one right here. Let me drop these in here. So y'all understand this. So y'all quit running around, you know what I'm saying? And our ancestors were the most advanced in all science and all, development on the planet, and high science and education and academics and, and research. And so we got to go with our ancestors. Okay, let me see if you can see it good enough. All right. When we talking about where is it? Well, you know what? I'm gonna start here with the second paragraph. It says, Maya stood for much more than incarnation of truth and justice. It stands for the divinely appointed order of things, the equilibrium of the universe with the world, the regular movement of the stars, the sun, the moon, the seasons, and the sequence of time within the world which Ra-Ray created according to his divine plan. Ma'at stands for social and religious order, the relationship between man and man, man and the gods, man and the dead. Listen, the last paragraph. Kingship in the person of Ra and order in the person of Ma'at came to earth at the very beginning. Okay? Not after you evolved out of a monkey. or some dumb shit. Okay, kingship in the person of Ra and order in the person of Ma'at came to earth at the very beginning. Thus, the creation, listen to me, the creation of the world was simultaneous with the creation of kingship and social order. I want to read that again. Thus, the creation of the world was simultaneous with the creation of kingship and social order. There is no evolution from no platypus to no goddamn monkey to a goddamn porcupine to a goddamn whatever the fuck y'all talking about. It said that we were divinely created and kingship and order was in at the very beginning when Ra created the planet. Okay, and so we should understand it. I'm gonna read the rest of. However, chaos, which this shit that niggas is out here talking, was an ever-present threat to the existence of this divinely created order. Was an ever-present threat. Only by practicing my art and cracking these niggas' heads could the Egyptians preserve the harmony of the universe. This belief was the basis of the Egyptian religion, and the cult practicing temples was designed to uphold Ma'at so that Egypt might prosper. Okay, and so that's why we got to get back to where we was, because we didn't went astray. We didn't went astray. Niggas is monkey men, ape men, and this, that, and the third. And so you see, wait a minute, let me come on down here. And so when you talk about the mud and the Nile, people don't show the silk. They don't talk about the silk that you see. Well, matter of fact, I had one that talked about that. I don't see it here right now. I don't see it. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I don't need it. That right there is the silk, and family is making bricks made out of it. So you see that is black. So it said canoe molded African woman and African man with the black silk of the Nile. Okay, so that destroys any, some Caucasoid Egyptians and all this fabricated psychology that people's is coming up with. You see, and so we see one of the great temples of ancient Egypt, the Temple of Khnum, but you also got the Temple of Khnum at Elephantine Island, which is at Aswan. If you get to Egypt and you go in the south and you get to Aswan, they got a rebuilt temple of Khnum on that island to show you that Khnum was a southern deity. He was a Nubian deity. Okay, he was confederation with Set. He was in confederation with Set. He was also in confederation with Sobek. He was in confederation with the southern deity. Okay, I've already created, and so it says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Okay, and so a lot of people, they don't want to. They say God is a spirit. You see, they say God is a spirit. Some people don't believe that the image that God created man in was a physical image. And so, you know what I'm saying? So, and so they try to take that one off the board. They say it's a spiritual image in which God created. Well, if that's the case, then why the fuck did they fall flat on their fucking face in the garden if they was created in the spiritual image of God? That just show you if they was created in the spiritual image of God and he told them not to do something and they did it anyway, then that's a reflection of God's spirit. You see what I'm saying? That's a reflection of God's spirit. And if that be so, why would he curse Adam and Eve for something that is a reflection also of him? You see? And so, when we say that, it's the spiritual image, it also shows that this God whom y'all talk about is the great God of the universe is a reflection of the fallen Adam and Eve. The God is fallen. Just like Adam and Eve is fallen, they are a reflection of him. You see what I'm saying? But if we talking about God creating, we talking about, but we cannot place ourselves in the shoes of Adam and Eve because these are Cro-Magnums. You know what I'm saying? We got to leave that story totally alone. These are Cro-Magnon Neanderthals. That's why they always show Adam and Eve in a goddamn caveman uniform. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to prove to you that Adam and Eve, and I always throw this dagger in their chest, and it ain't no way you can pull it out. You can go over it again and again and again and again and again. And once it sink in, then you'll begin to understand, damn, that nigga Seti was right. Number one, it says that Adam and Eve was put out of the garden. And not only was they put out of the garden, it says that God put a cherub, which is an angel with a flaming sword, blocking them from forever returning back into the garden. And so not only was they put out, they was banned from ever coming back in, okay? And the descendants of Adam and Eve were banned from ever coming back in. Number one, when you understand that the Garden of Eden, the supposed Garden of Eden, is in Africa, Ethiopia, which is the Sudan. And so once you understand, our people have never been put out of Africa. Okay, our peoples is still, even though they may have been oppressed, even though they may have been enslaved, they have never been put, with the whole of the people been put out of Africa. Some have been kidnapped and taken to other lands, but they've never been put out of Africa. So when we talk about Adam and Eve being put out of Africa and being banned from ever coming back in, that don't mean they can't physically come in, but they're going to pay a serious fucking price for coming in. And that's that solar, that solar ass whooping that's going to come upon them when they come in there. You know what I'm saying? So when we break it down, that the original sin was not that they ate from the original sin was being born without melanin. You see what I'm saying? Being born without a spirit. You see what I'm saying? Because if you ain't got melanin and you disconnected from the solar, then you don't have a soul. You see what I'm saying? So being born without that, the Africanness, being born without the melanin, you understand what I'm saying? Put them in one of the most peculiar predicaments in all of creation. You understand? To be born in a solar system without a fucking soul, without a pineal gland, and without melanin. See, you got to get past all that other shit. So the Adam and Eve is not us. That's not us. We got to quit trying to put ourselves in another man's creation story. When we go back to our creation story, it showed that we was divinely created from the mud of the Nile. And when we were created divine. We were created with a social system. We were already created with a divinity, a kingship and queenship. We were already into nationalism. They do not know of a time where our people did not have no moral code, did not have a system of government, whether it was on a small level or large level. We have never been what the Caucasoid or the Cro-Magnon and the Asians have, to this day, been a barbaric, savage, unable to practice a form of morality. That ain't even for them. That's what, moralism and harmonious living. That's something for African people. That's not for them. And so you can't place that on them, because you can look at them and see, even right now today, that is something that is totally unnatural to the Asian European lifestyle and makeup. You see, but who are you, old man, to talk? What is this? To talk back to God. Shall what is formed say to him who formed it, why did you make me like this? Does not the potter have the right to make out the same lump of clay, some pottery for noble purposes and some for common use. You see, but who are you, O man, to talk back to God? Shall what is formed say to him who formed it, why did you make me like this? You understand what I'm saying? And so, goddamn, they're probably the Caucasoid. Like, why you make me like this? And God said, goddamn it, shut up. Shut up. Go on back on over there in that cave, Cro-Magnon. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have many instances in the Bible where it reflects on the potter. As the clay is in the potter's hand, so you in my hand. You understand what I'm saying? And so again, there you go again. Jeremiah 18:6. As the clay is in the potter's hand, so you are in my hand. So the first instant on the planet where the deity was talked in a way, was talked about in a way, forming man from clay, forming man from the ground, which today was in ancient Egypt, which today you see all throughout the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Some God molding man from clay. You see it here over and over and over and over and over. You see God molding man from clay. You see again. You see which is the dirt of the earth, which is the clay of the earth. Again, showing you all it is nothing but a pleasurization of spirituality that has come down to us from ancient Egypt. And the question becomes, if what you read in the Bible is holy, it is nothing more than, thousands of years of carbon copies that have come down to us today, a revision of a revision of a revision of a revision of a revision. If that in that Bible, in that Quran, in that Torah is holy, then the question becomes, what is the original scrolls, the original teachings of our ancestors that taught this thousands of years before any of these fake religions? If what you read in the Bible, the Quran and the Torah is holy, then what is this? You see, and so we got to quit remixing and go back to the original teachings of our ancestors, and not just go back to the original teachings, go back to the original government policies of government and rulership. You understand? And independence of a people and a nation, and separate ourselves from these vagabonds and go back to the original governing of our people so that we can redeem ourselves. We cannot redeem ourselves rehashing some garbage that these people then put in our face, rehashing it and not going to the truth of the matter that will reveal that we divine, that we the originals, we the primordials, we divine, and it says kingship. That means that we were the original rulers of the planet. We were not put here to be anything else but rulers and custodians of Ma'at, to keep the divinely appointed order in balance. And if we are out of our divine positions as the primordial, as the custodian, as the caretaker, is no different than the goddamn moon being where the sun's supposed to be and the sun being where the moon is at. You're out of order. The universe is out of order. And so we got to look, it's just like the sun not being out there in the sky. If we are not in our divinely appointed position, then the universe, the galaxy is out of order. We must balance the universe. We got to put it back in Ma'at, and the only way to do that is to reclaim your divinely appointed position, being the primordial. I'm going to get out of here now. The primordial, prime in the order. Prime in the order. That means you are the first. And that means you've been in, which means that if God created any man in his own image, and we we're not talking about that one in the Bible. We're talking about the melanated, the cosmic dark melanin of the universe. We are the physical representation of the universe in the flesh. So when they say that we were created, yes, we were created in the image of creation. We are the physical image of creation on this planet in the flesh. We got to live up to that. That's not something that I'm lightly saying. That's not nothing that I'm lightly saying. It's a fact. And like I say, I'm gonna get out of here. You can come in this motherfucker. You can be everything in the motherfucking universe that man wants you to be. If you do not be in what the universe has designed, a pre-coded definition that the universe has designed for you to live out, you have failed in your existence at this time. You have failed. You should have not even come, because you have denied yourself the full development of why you came to this planet. That you came and life was breathed into your damn lungs. You came here and all you done was be an empty shell. You see, and that's why we are going through all the problems. Once we realize the order and the position, and you cannot vacate a divinely appointed position. You cannot get just, if your order, your pre-coded definition that was given unto you, you understand what I'm saying? You cannot, because if you do it, it's an unnatural act. And you're going to know it's an unnatural act. You see what I'm saying? If you try to do any silly shit, as far as even with sexuality, nigga, you know you doing some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's no different in the divinely appointed, and you know what you are. And somebody then cut you off from that. They'd have denied you that, and you allowed them to do it. You've allowed them to do it only that you can get a crumb off the table by these same beastly motherfuckers that's committing genocide on our people even up to today. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, we must accept it. We must live it out. We must set my eye back in balance. We must reclaim this planet, clean it up, and get these motherfuckers up off of here. And many of y'all don't want to deal with that. The time is now, not later. It's been time. It's time to step up and make sure that the job is done. Too many of you niggas want to be with the beast. You love him, you love her, you do everything you do to honor them, and your ass is going right along with them. I promise you that. All right? This is the General Sara, Suten, Seti, thanking y'all for being here today. I want you to check me out, kingseti.com. Online marketplace. Check me out over there, family. You see what I'm saying? GeneralSeti.com, King Seti University. Powerful. My Patreon, I'm going live tomorrow. Check me out. Go on there and watch me work. Watch me work, family. Patreon, General Sara, Suten, Seti. And make sure June 19th, the three wicked sons of Abraham, all powerful. I'm gonna put work in on their ass, and ain't none of them stepping to me. They don't want none with the general. No, they don't. They ain't never wanted none with me, because I done already cracked their eggshell. June 19th, the three wicked sons of Abraham. Hit that link and be in the house, family. Guaranteed to open up all portals of the divine spirit of African people. Hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black Pop.